Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm getting my vitamin D, okay? And you should as well. You know, catch some sun rays as much as you can in life. It's good for you. It's good for you. But anyway, guys, I want to go ahead and get into my part 2 of this older man and younger narc woman. So if you haven't watched part 1, go ahead and do that. Doesn't matter which order you watch them, because I'll be talking about different things in this part 2, you know. So, you know, I wrote down some things that I wanted to definitely touch upon in this part 2 that, you know, obviously we haven't touched upon in the part 1. All right. So, the first thing I want to talk about is, you know, there's no honor among thieves. You know, if any of you have any street smarts, or, you know, grew up in the streets, or just, you know, familiar with that, you know what I mean by that. There's no honor among thieves. That means, you know, they'll tell you anything to get what they want. They're very self-serving. This is how narcissists are. They are technically thieves, if you think about it. They pretend to be something and get something else. They're stealing. You know, they're not getting things on their own merit per se. They're playing all these mind games. And like I said in the part 1 video, you know, female narcissists, just like the male narcissists, you know, they lie with ease. This stuff doesn't bother them. You think they're tossing and turning at night because they took your life savings, or, you know, because they ruined, because they outed you to your wife after you made them the mistress or something. No, they're not tossing and turning. If anything, you know, especially the female narcissist, she's happy about this, because in her eyes, you deserve to be punished, you know. But why I bring up this no honor among thieves thing is because, you know, if she feels like she has you in a rabbit hole, like I said in part 1, she will try to manipulate that situation to get more out of you, you know, like exploit you. You know, if you don't do this, I'm going to do that type of thing. I'm going to tell your girl about us. I'm going to tell your wife. I'm going to, you know, ruin your life if you don't do this for me. But honestly, because there's no honor among thieves, she'll exploit you for whatever she wants to get and still do that. You know, it's not like, well, let me just go ahead and give her the ransom. Let me oblige her to keep her quiet. She will still take that from you and break that promise as well. So don't take comfort in negotiating with them in that type of way, thinking that you're going to be now safe and sound. If anything, she'll be laughing inside. And she might even be bold enough to just laugh in your face like, you fucking idiot. You know, yes, I'm going to take this from you. And guess what? I'm still telling her. I'm still going to come for you. I'm still going to try to ruin your life, because, you know, there's no in between with them. Either they're cool with you as far as, you know, you're falling in line, you're giving them what they want, or you're not. There's no gray areas for narcissists, period. You know, they're not gray-minded at all. So, you know, once they put you on that other side, which technically everybody is always on that other side, is just a timing of a ticking bomb of when it's going to explode. You know, when it's time to actually light it, because it's the bomb is just always sitting there. When it's time to light it and it's ticking down for that explosion, you know, that's what becomes faster at that point. All right, so just, you know, the threats, the stick-ups, don't take any type of comfort, obviously, in thinking that there's honor among thieves with them, because there isn't. You know, they'll exploit you again, take that, and still stab you yet again in the back. All right, so I don't want anyone to be caught off guard or blindsided. You know, my channel is really to forewarn, and it's to help people who may currently be in a situation to know what they're up against. So you might be sitting there thinking, okay, well, you know, what the F do I do then if, you know, if they're gonna do it one way or another anyway? Damned if I do, damned if I don't, because that's what it's really gonna be at that point. You know, if you have something, honestly, if you have something against them, then that would be your leverage at that point, honestly. If you have something that could ruin their life, per se, then that would be your leverage. But the only thing is, they're typically pretty good at not giving you that type of information. You know, because they're giving you a bunch of lies. You're finding out you never really knew anything real to begin with. So in order to probably even be in that position, you would have to be proactively doing things, you know, behind their back to try to give yourself possibly that information that would be equally as devastating for them. But, you know, even with that, narcissists will slight their face just to nip yours. You know, they'll slit their whole throat just to scratch you. You know, that's how vengeful they are, and they have such this superior complex that they don't think that they can be bought down. You know, like, I don't care, tell them, do it if you think it's never going to work, you know. And then I would definitely never forewarn them, because then all they're going to do is prepare for that. They'll go to those sources, they'll get the allies that they need and use their femininity and get that empathy and to keep them, you know, to keep them on their side. All right. You know, other aspects with this is, you know, this woman coming into your life, and ultimately there's a control factor that we did not talk about in part 1. But ultimately, a narcissist wants to control you, male or female, okay? But the funny thing about the female narcissist is, because she is typically the feminine energy, although you know, because everyone has feminine and masculine energy in them, that masculine side of her, you know, wants to be in control for sure. But she goes away, the way that she goes about it is very, could be very subtle, at least at first, while she's reeling you in, you know, and then it can be more aggressive as her mask drops. You see that masculinity in her. But yeah, she wants to be in control. She doesn't want to leave it to chance that she's not going to get what she wants from you, you know. So she's already setting it up, like I said, from day one to try to have that control with you. And it could look like, you know, isolating you. This is what abusers do anyway, from your children, because she's not really trying to be a stepmom. You know, she'll give you that perception, of course, because she knows she has to. But, you know, if she has kids, she will definitely, they will come before the ones that she does not naturally have with you. Okay. So yeah, isolating you from your friends and family. And a lot of times we get so caught up, we don't notice these things right away. So, you know, obviously this stuff is not going to work on anyone that's not operating out of need to begin with. You know, if you weren't desperate for that distraction from that female narcissist, standing in your strength as a person, you know, she wouldn't be able to come in and do these things to you to begin with. All right, I'm going to say that. I'm going to just go ahead and park here. There's a lot more parking on the other side of the street. The store that I need to go to. So, you know, this is why I always tell survivors and just people, period, do the work on yourself before you embark on a relationship. And a lot of times people don't want to be patient with themselves at that point, but when you're not, you're setting yourself up to, you know, repeat cycles and not get what you're seeking. Okay, you're gonna get what you're ready for instead. All right, hold on here. Let me just but yeah, you know, isolating you, distracting you from your business and from your work, you know. And you see this on higher scales, like these professional athletes get with these narcissistic women and they're having the worst seasons of their life. They're just completely distracted and engulfed by this woman, you know. So I definitely, you know, want to make sure you guys understand this control factor and understand how subtle this could be. And you know, it actually happens in real life outside of these narcissistic relationships. When people live in this plastic reality that alludes to them that they have a certain amount of control, and they actually don't, you know. But it's their disillusion, the disillusion that they're allowing themselves to swallow that pill. Now the person pulls away. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. And it's that disillusion that allows them to stay in the dark there, okay? Okay, I was reading that parking sign here. I'm in a major city that loves to give those parking tickets. So, you know, you have to be able to understand, you know, indirect things that may not be so obvious, like that subtle ways that, you know, people are taking control from you. And, you know, they know that a man wants to feel like he's in control. He needs to perceive that he's in control, whether he really is or not. Okay? But at the same token, it goes both ways. The narcissist needs to perceive it, whether they actually are or not as well. They're going off of their perceptions. We're all going off of perceptions, you know. It's just the more objective that we're able to be, obviously, we can see some things that may not be as obvious at first glance, you know, which is why we need to be doing more than just glancing in our relationships, okay? We need to actually be presently active and without as much bias as possible, you know. And I'm just saying it like that because it's almost impossible for us not to have biases and not to be a certain level of limitedness in our perceptions, because they are centered around our experiences, okay, that are basically a lot of times really hard to shake all of them, you know what I'm saying? But the better you get at it, obviously, the more you're going to be better at seeing angles and what's unsaid, and like I said, what may not be as obvious to the eye at first glance. So another thing that I would like to point out about these female narcissists, and honestly this is for both narcissists, male or female, and that's why videos like this, whether you are the older man dating this young narcissist, just learning, that's why I tell you guys to just study psychology, period, and listen to videos even if you don't think they pertain to you. There may be something in it that you can take out of it, okay? So the other thing that I want you to understand about narcissists is they take your strengths and they try to turn them into weaknesses, you know. They'll spend time with you to, you know, identify what their strengths and weaknesses are, and they will try to turn that against you. So for a man, that would be, generally speaking, you know, turning your ego and your masculinity, using that against you, okay? They want to use your ego and your masculinity against you. And that's how, you know, they're getting you to be overly providing and protecting for them, you know, striking or stroking your, hold on a second, put my mirror in. I want to get swipes over here. Little trolleys come up and down this road. But yeah, they want to take, you know, what's good about you and run with it. See, they know that men don't want to be changed per se, but honestly, while they're taking your strengths and running with it, it's inadvertently causing a change in you, honestly, you know, because you're out of balance. All right. So I want you guys to be mindful about that as well. Them using your ego and your masculinity against you, or, you know, whatever your perceived strengths are, they're going to be like getting you to get out of balance with that. Okay. And that causes a shift in you. All right. So, yeah, you got your hands full. Older man with the younger female narcissist. And then, you know, people leave comments, and I've read some of the comments from the part 1, and the one guy, you know, men, you guys have something on your advantage here, because I don't just like to just make doom and gloom videos. All right. The good thing about men is typically you guys are able to move past things a little faster emotionally than women. You know, we tend to be more emotional, and maybe, you know, we're lingering there a little bit more. But just be mindful, like I said, that you've done the work, that you're not, you know, rebounding into another situation. And then sometimes when you feel like someone has your back to the wall, you just let the cookies or let the pieces fall where they're gonna fall. And you know, as long as you're doing your best, and God will do the rest at that point, you know, even if you were doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing, you know, it just is what it is at that point, you know. And just, you can't change the past, of course, but you could just do better moving forward. All right. So yes, understanding there's no honor among thieves, the concept of that, understanding the control factor of a woman, you know, wanting to control you without making it obvious to you that she's actually controlling you. And understanding that that narcissist is going to try to use your strengths and make you weak for it, for your strengths, you know, make that your weakness. And this is what all narcissists do. So, you know, this is, you know, a great concept to just share with the community here. All right. So, you know, hopefully this video is helping you guys. If it does, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want some more content, you know, that's geared towards the male survivors, go ahead. I do have another video coming up called The Baby That Never Was. Yeah, let's sip some tea onto that. I'm going to talk about different aspects of pregnancy with a female narcissist and how that is with you on all different kinds of levels when there isn't actually a baby involved, but she says there is one coming. You know, the lies, the games, the fake paternities, and all of that kind of thing. So I'll be doing that video next, you know, geared towards, you know, the masculine energy of the community, the baby that never was. If you're interested in that, you can let me know down there as well. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this part 2. Of course, these discussions can continue, so, you know, eventually there'll most likely be a part 3 as well, you know, as I have at least 3 or 4, 5 concepts to push out. I'll go ahead and keep making more parts to it. All right. As I said in part 1 video, you know, I've heavily considered making a channel for the masculine energy or male survivors of narcissistic abuse. If you guys think that's a great idea, you know, show me a lot of love on these videos, and, you know, I'll have to weigh if I have enough of an audience to go ahead and do that, or if I'll just go ahead and continue to sprinkle those videos here in the midst of, you know, the videos that I make for everybody. All right. So great ways to show support to this channel is definitely to hit that like button and leave comments. It helps to increase YouTube's algorithm. If you have experienced female narcissistic abuse or healing from it, or just want coaching for anything in your life, I do offer that one-on-one coaching. You can visit my website, lakiacrawford.com. That link is below all of my videos, guys, and you can schedule your appointment. I do FaceTimes, I do voice calls, I do email coaching, as writing is very therapeutic as well. We could definitely get to the bottom of things and, you know, get you where you need to be. All right, you don't have to go at things alone. It's okay to get that professional help. It saves you a lot of time anyway, and you know, it tends to be priceless to the people who make the investment in themselves. All right, so with that being said, guys, thank you for all of the love and support that you show this channel. And of course, what do I say at the end of all of my videos? Keep doing the work, never give up on yourself, and until next time, please take care, sweetie.